He started to mentally list potential new teachers for Lena, each name sparking a thought in his mind. Suddenly, as if from nowhere, an arrow shattered the tranquility inside the carriage. Glass tinkled to the ground, and Jared's reflexes kicked in. With a swift motion and a whispered incantation, he conjured a shimmering shield of magic, the arrow harmlessly bouncing off it. Before anyone could react, more arrows whizzed through the air, aimed directly at Jared and Hayes. Jared's eyes narrowed, a fierce resolve taking hold. He sensed danger, and the instincts of a skilled magician guided his actions. But in the midst of his defensive maneuvers, Hayes demonstrated her own bravery. She thrust herself in front of Jared, her body acting as an impromptu shield. His heart raced with a mix of concern and annoyance, and he scolded her for her audacious move. "Stay put in the carriage," Jared commanded Hayes firmly. With a determined expression, he pushed himself out of the carriage to confront the unseen assailants. Isabella, a friend who had been travelling with them, offered assistance, but Jared waved her off, his voice confident and unwavering as he assured her he could handle the situation. Outside, Jared focused his magical energy, creating a radiant shield screen that surrounded him. He advanced towards the source of the arrows, his movements a mix of grace and power. It wasn't long before he identified their attackers, a group of bandits led by a menacing figure known as Thorg. The name sent a chill down Jared's spine, and he couldn't help but wonder if this was the same masked man who had crossed paths with Sir Lacus. Thorg lunged at Jared with a rapid slash, his attack executed with calculated precision. Time seemed to slow as Jared reacted swiftly, invoking a spell that sent a spiraling magic missile towards his foe. Yet Thorg's mastery of magic proved formidable. He extinguished the missile with ease and delivered a punishing blow to Jared. Undeterred, Jared conjured a protective shield, absorbing the impact of the attack. With a wry grin, he complimented Thorg on his prowess, acknowledging that his reputation was indeed well-deserved. Thorg, taken aback by Jared's resilience, intensified his onslaught, each move aimed at wearing Jared down and preventing any chance of retaliation. But Jared was no novice. His magical expertise was evident. He skillfully managed his mana reserves, ensuring he had enough energy to defend and counter. As Thorg pressed his attack, a moment of opportunity presented itself. Swift as a gust of wind, Jared's hand shot forward, seizing a gleaming artifact from the air, a dual-faced axe. He turned the artifact in his hands, a glint of determination in his eyes. Thorg's disbelief was palpable as he realized the tables had turned. Jared's voice was calm but firm as he informed Thorg that he would be relieving him of the artifact. The bandit leader was left powerless, his eyes wide with shock and realization. But survival had a way of inspiring desperate bargains. Thorg pleaded for his life, promising vital information about his enigmatic employer, the masked man who had orchestrated this ambush. Jared's skepticism was evident. He couldn't simply trust the words of a criminal. With a swift swing of Hogg's axe, he struck a decisive blow, and the man's fate was sealed. CH-10. Meanwhile, within the confines of a carriage, a young merchant named Aki found himself trapped in a web of thoughts. He contemplated the old adage, "A merchant without money can't buy luck." The truth of those words weighed heavily on him as he braced himself for an ominous encounter. Peering through the bars of his makeshift prison, Aki's gaze fell upon a scene of intrigue. The masked man, a shadowy figure of intrigue, exchanged a bag filled with gleaming coins with Thorg. The exchange carried an air of secrecy and trepidation, leaving Aki's heart pounding. The masked man's words echoed in Aki's mind. His plan was clear, to leverage Jared's revolutionary medicine for his own gain. The very same medicine that had brought hope and healing to countless lives was now a pawn in a dangerous game. Aki's thoughts raced, and a determination ignited within him. He had heard whispers of the coveted Kriva magic stone, a treasure that had captured his imagination. But Aki's journey had been marred by danger. His path had intersected with that of Thorg, leading to a brutal ambush that stripped him of his dreams. As the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, Aki's heart swelled with a newfound resolve. He yearned to reclaim his stolen fortune, to seize the opportunity that had been snatched away. And in the midst of chaos and uncertainty, a single figure emerged as a beacon of hope, the warrior whose mere presence had ended Thorg's reign of terror. Jared's impact was undeniable, and Aki's gratitude overflowed. With a rush of emotion, Aki approached Jared, wrapping him in a heartfelt embrace, apologizing for the lack of security in the area. Aki's heart swelled with gratitude as he realized he had been saved from danger. As Aki recovered from the shock of the ambush, he learned that Jared was not just an ordinary person. He was the owner of a grand establishment from the faraway eastern continent, renowned for its prosperity and market-savvy ways. Jared's sharp eye for trends and ability to foresee the future had led him to unparalleled success, and even newcomers in the merchant world looked up to him for guidance. Curiosity piqued. Aki wondered why someone as significant as Jared would be found in the northern borderlands, far from his home in the eastern continent. This puzzling question led Aki to approach Jared with a proposal, seeking to strike a deal that would benefit them both. Aki's plan was simple but ingenious. He would become Jared's representative, selling his products in the Ranella territory, and in return, Aki would receive a commission of 15% of the profits. However, Aki, ever the clever negotiator, had another idea brewing in his mind. Instead of settling for a commission, he proposed that Jared grant him 2 wishes. One of those wishes, Aki shyly revealed, was to be called by his nickname, Aki. The Ranella territory, which initially appeared mundane, turned out to be bustling with potential. Together, Jared and Aki worked tirelessly to set up their business, particularly focusing on a cure for the Ranella disease that plagued the land. Jared's business acumen led them to a breakthrough, a medicine that showed promise in treating Ranella disease. However, a peculiar limitation arose. The medicine could only be collected in small quantities from a barrel every 24 hours. Undeterred, Aki took charge of selling the medicine, ensuring that each bottle found its way into the hands of those in need. With his charming sales skills, Aki met a man named Tallinn, who was suffering from Ranella disease. Through persuasive words and genuine compassion, Aki successfully sold the medicine to Tallinn, securing both the sale and a signed contract that transferred the medicine's ownership. As a gesture of goodwill, Jared promised Aki a substantial reward if the medicine didn't work as intended. Aki's day wasn't done yet. He embarked on an advertising campaign to spread the word about their miraculous product. The ownership transfer meant that the 24-hour limitation was passed on to the buyer, allowing Jared to produce more medicine. The concept of this production skill fascinated both Aki and Jared, setting the stage for further endeavours. When Aki finally returned, he brought a horde of eager customers with him. Ranella's people clamoured to purchase the medicine, grateful for its potential to alleviate their suffering. CH 11. Aki's clever advertising had worked wonders, and the day saw a remarkable achievement, sales amounting to 12,250 gold coins. As the day drew to a close, Jared found himself reflecting on the day's success from the comfort of his hotel balcony. Just then, Pak, the mysterious figure from before, appeared, seeking his compensation for the day's sales. With a knowing smile, Jared realized that Aki's second wish still lingered, a wish that held the potential to alter their fates even more. Aki's wish was no small matter. He desired to become Jared's vassal, running a trading company under Jared's expert guidance. Impressed by Aki's talents and unwavering dedication, Jared willingly granted his wish, bestowing upon him the deputy rank with the esteemed production bug. Aki's heart brimmed with happiness, and he revelled in the newfound opportunities that awaited him. In this moment of achievement, Jared's skills advanced to an astonishing level 35, affording him the ability to produce an impressive 24 bottles of the medicine daily. The potential revenue soared to a staggering 900 gold coins per day, an incredible feat made even more remarkable by the fact that this magical medicine was exclusively sold in the enchanting realm of the Kriva. In the Kriva territory where Jared lived, things were changing faster than he could have imagined. More hunters were coming to visit, which meant more mana stones were flowing in. This was great news because it meant fewer monster attacks on the citizens. The place was becoming better and better, and Jared was quite pleased. People were starting to talk about the Kriva far and wide. It was getting famous. Jared, all on his own, rode his horse through the land. He was heading to a secret and isolated place. Isabella, his friend, became worried. She tried to stop him, worried he might do something dangerous. She cared about him a lot. You see, Jared wasn't going on a sad journey, but he had plans to catch a mysterious creature called the Lich de Luck. This creature was super powerful and could do scary things like trapping souls and turning people into undead beings. But don't worry, Jared knew how to handle it. The Lich de Luck was trapped in a fortress called Silver Mountain. A long time ago, a demon king set it free, and the Lich got eternal life. But this meant trouble for everyone else. In the big story of Paradiso, the Lich had to be dealt with to move forward. Jared had the plan to do it now, while the Lich wasn't too strong. Isabella was curious and suspicious. She asked if Jared was secretly a god because he seemed to know so much. Jared reached Silver Mountain and started searching for the Lich. He had to find a hidden passage and climb up high inside the mountain. The way was dangerous, filled with traps. Frozen bodies were evidence of that. Jared, being smart, found a secret shortcut that led right to the Lich. The Lich lived in a treasure room, and Jared was on a mission to find a special ring. This ring had an enchanting name, Mistress of Greedmelt, and it had magical powers. It could store a lot of stuff. Isabella got a little scared. She realized that the Lich was no joke, but Jared explained that they weren't stealing. They were taking back what the Lich had taken from humans. Jared geared up with powerful artifacts, and it was time for the big showdown. The Lich de Luck looked like an old man with a long beard, all chained up. He was supposed to reflect on his bad deeds, but he wanted to be free to turn everyone into undead. Jared surprised the Lich with a fiery attack, and things got intense. The Lich was baffled. How did Jared get past all those tricky illusions and traps? Turns out the Lich used to be a wizard who traded his humanity for power. CH 12. The Lich had no real body, just a magical avatar, but Jared had fought him before and knew how to keep his distance. Jared's attacks were strong, especially with a special artifact that boosted his power. The Lich realized he had to act fast. He tried to cast a spell, but Jared was ready. He attacked first. The Lich changed tactics and summoned his undead knights to fight for him. Jared and Isabella were scared, but they didn't back down. Jared rushed toward the Lich, engaging in close combat to prevent him from casting strong spells. Quick on her feet, Isabella took over the body of one of the undead, joining forces with Jared. He summoned a connected lightning attack, dazzling the Lich, and cast not one but 2 spells simultaneously. This surprising strategy caught the Lich off guard, and Jared's clever tactics led to its defeat, just like when he was victorious in their favourite game. But the battle was far from over. As Jared approached the fallen Lich, it tried to muster its last ounce of power for a final strike. Swiftly dodging the feeble attack, Jared struck back with a decisive blow, ending the Lich's existence with a taste of true defeat. However, instead of meeting its end, the Lich transformed into a raging force of anger. What will happen next? Find out next time by staying tuned for our future recaps. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more great recaps.